The Red Sox are a winner in Game 1 of the 2018 World Series. My name is Mike Petraglia, alongside Adam Kaufman. Got to tell you, Adam, Andrew Benintendi had the game of a lifetime, making his World Series debut. 4 hits, including 3 singles off Clayton Kershaw, and Eduardo Nunez comes out of nowhere with a 3-run homer, pinch hit home run in the bottom of the 7th to really salt this game away.
Well, listen, we say it all the time. I know I tweet it incessantly, and it's the players couldn't stop talking about it in the clubhouse after the game, the fact that anything Alex Cora does just seems to turn to gold. Now, you know Andrew Benintendi is going to be out there in left field. He's a part of the lineup. He's a fixture. But to go out and have 4 singles, or actually 3 singles and a double, but 4 hits, and not only 3 of those off of Kershaw, as you mentioned, but all 4 of them against lefties. So to go 4 for 4 against left-handers to begin the game, great confidence for him, and as you said, his first World Series game. And then Eduardo Nunez, cold on a very cold night, off the bench, coming in for Rafael Devers. There were some questions, Mike, going into the game because Alex Cora, he talked about it, the fact that he prefers to play matchups. And I don't think we've ever talked about matchups and lefty-righty and all that more than we have just leading into Game 1 of this World Series against the Dodgers. Cora flips the script a little bit, goes with Rafael Devers to start the game against a left-hander, goes out, has good success, a great hit, an RBI. He has 8 straight games, 8 straight postseason starts for him with an RBI, which ties an MLB record. Never mind the fact that he's doing all this at 21 years old, actually 22 as we talk now because we're post-midnight. But then he gets pinch hit for in that 7th inning. Eduardo Nunez comes in, a guy that people have practically, fans voted off this team, and hits a huge 3-run homer off that wall over there and opens up the game 8-4. Rest is history.
Well, I think that's interesting you bring that up, Adam, because after the game, Eduardo Nunez was asked about the redemption factor. Does he feel like he's redeeming himself? And he said, not because of, the error that happened in the series against the Yankees or misplays in the Astros series, but because of the way last year ended in the divisional series when he injured himself and wasn't able to contribute, and the Red Sox, of course, lost in 4 games.
Well, and the expectations, not as much this year after the year that he had, but last year in particular, as you noted, were much higher. He comes in, there were injuries, and he was dealing with something as well with the knee, but still, with how good he was after they acquired him earlier in the season, for him to just kind of shut it down, basically, and I don't mean that in a literal sense in that he quit, but just to be totally ineffective come the postseason, that had to feel and hurt on him, and he was able to obviously turn that around to some degree at moments during this year, but didn't remotely in the process of re-signing come through to the expectation to the degree that you would have hoped, especially with Dustin Pedroia out basically all year. So yeah, to have a huge moment like this, not only in the postseason but in the World Series, has to be a great feeling for him, and hopefully something that can build a little bit of momentum going forward.
With Chris Sale only getting 1 batter deep into the top of the 5th inning, Adam, I thought the key to this game was the Red Sox responding almost every single time the Dodgers scored. The Dodgers scored their 4 runs in separate innings 4 different times, and 3 of those times in the bottom of the inning, the Red Sox responded.
Well, it was, I don't think it was a great game necessarily by the bullpen because, of course, gave up a couple of runs, got themselves collectively into some jams before climbing out at different points. They sort of had to lean on each other. It felt like one of those games, Mike, that Dave Roberts and Alex Cora were both going to use every single guy that they had at their disposal. In fact, I think Cora or Roberts damn near did, with the exception of the bullpen, leaving a couple of guys in there. But it was just kind of one of those games where guys had to sort of lean on one another. I would have liked to have, in my ideal world, seen like Joe Kelly go a couple of innings as opposed to just 1 inning because he was on. Of course, that next inning was one of those that the Dodgers came back and scored a run and threatened for more before the Red Sox sort of leaned on themselves, like I said, to bail themselves out of it and just able to escape. It was a lot of, we talk about it with the Patriots defense all the time, it was a lot of bend but don't break. With the Red Sox bullpen, it was a lot of bend but don't break in this win here tonight. But one thing Cora did do in not throwing anyone out there for an extended period of time or too many pitches is he keeps basically everybody available for Game 2.
And that was the thinking that Alex Cora explained after the game as to why Joe Kelly only pitched 1 inning. Nathan Eovaldi with the perfect 8th inning. and Craig Kimbrell with the 9th inning, and the Red Sox have themselves an 8-4 win over the Los Angeles Dodgers in game number 1 here at Fenway Park. Game 2, Wednesday night, David Price is on the mound for the Red Sox. He's Adam Kaufman. I'm Mike Petraglia inside Fenway Park, CLNS Media.